Hey guys, what's up? Pooky here with the gameplay commentary for you guys today. Today I'm going to talk about the Criticola and the nerf that it received in the Meet Your Match update. So this weapon has been overpowered for quite some time. It's been banned in UGC, Highlander, and 6s and remains banned. So what makes this weapon, or drink you should really call it, overpowered? The basic mechanics of the weapon are 25% movement speed bonus, attacks mini crit, and damage taken increased by 10%. What they added was mark for death afterwards for 2 seconds. So the biggest complaint I think that this weapon receives is the speed buff when you drink it. It makes you run incredibly fast, and especially if you're a scout fighting a scout under the effects of this drink, you're going to have a very hard time shooting him because he's going to be able to dodge so easily. So the movement speed buff originated in the Pyromania update back in 2012. Back then, you took mini crit damage instead of only 10%. They changed it in July to 25% damage taken, and then later changed that to only 10%. So definitely the biggest problem was this weapon basically had no penalty. 10% damage is absolutely nothing. You see people using the Pain Train as Demo Man and occasionally as Soldier all the time, and you barely even notice a difference with the bullet damage. So is being marked for death for 2 seconds after the effects run out a big enough downside? So a little reminder just in case you don't know, the marked for death mechanic comes from the Fan of War, and what it does is it makes the target take mini crits, just mini crits, not regular crits. So basically, for 2 seconds after the effects run out with the Criticola, you receive the same penalty that this weapon used to just always have while under the effects of the drink. The thing is, the effects of the weapon last for 8 seconds, which is plenty of time, especially because of the buff to movement speed, to get away before you're marked for death and avoid being killed. Also, with how insane the damage and the speed is, you might just kill all of your enemies before you get marked for death anyways. So final thoughts, I do think this weapon still needs a change. The mark for death for 2 seconds after the effects of the drink is just not big enough. I feel like they need to change the basic mechanics. I think the movement speed buff should just be completely removed, to be honest. I really don't like fighting against scouts using this thing because they're freaking impossible to shoot. If not entirely remove the speed bonus, which I think they should at least penalize it to be like only 10% instead of 25% because it's just freaking ridiculous. But the good thing about the mark for death for 2 seconds afterwards, even though it's only 2 seconds, so it's very brief, this weapon cannot effectively be used to get to the battle fast anymore from spawn, so it can't necessarily be used as effectively for rollouts now. But as I said earlier, 2 seconds is just not enough time for that mechanic. It really aggravates me when a weapon is overpowered and instead of changing what they have already, Valve decides to just add a penalty. It just doesn't work like 90% of the time, at least that's how it seems. I really freaking miss TF2 beta being on Steam, where you could just test these weapon changes before they're added to the actual game to see if they're actually useful and balanced changes. Because a lot of the updates they do seem to be good on paper, but they just don't work in game. It seems like they did absolutely no playtesting whatsoever, and it's just like, come on, it just seems so lazy. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I personally think more change is needed, but that's just me. I upload TF2 videos daily recently. If you like content like this, feel free to stick around. Have a lovely rest of your day or night, and peace out.
The gun.